Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Just kind of going to be going over what we're going to be doing on this channel, what we're doing today. I'm thinking most of the content on here is going to be fitness or food related. I'm planning on starting a garden, maybe a little bit of gardening stuff, who knows. I just really enjoy fitness content, and after watching a lot of it and going to the gym and cooking a good amount, I thought I'd try making some. Today, me and Connor are going to be hitting some chest day. Yeah, let's jump in. For the shoulder press, you want to make sure you really warm up well enough, that way you don't hurt your shoulders. You want it to be smooth and controlled, and you want to break 90 degrees to get stretch in your shoulder and smooth up. For the cable lateral raise, you want to set up and lean away from it a little bit. And as you lift with your arm, one cue that's really helped me is think about is if you have a shovel in your hand and you're going to be digging down and outward. If you just lift without that, a lot of times your trap gets more involved and it's hard to isolate your side delt. So really focus on squeezing the side delt. Don't be afraid to drop the weight a little bit. It's way better to be controlled and really focus on getting that squeeze, especially considering that this is something where you could certainly injure your elbow, your shoulder, your wrist if you really try to push it too much on the weight. Alright, for the cable tricep kickback, you can either do it elevated and you can pull down on your back, or what I prefer is if you have it lower, brace against the machine, pull from here. You're going to want to make sure that when you squeeze and get to the end of the motion, that your arm goes behind the plane of your back. It's really going to get squeezed, and try to keep your elbow up there. That way when you come back through, your tricep gets a good stretch around your elbow. All right, back in the guru. Just about to get a post-workout shake in. I've seen a lot of things online. You know, some people are really worried about getting protein in immediately after a workout, and while there certainly is a window of time where it's beneficial to do that, I've seen a lot of people recently seeing that it's actually, you know, quite a lot more time than most people think, so I wouldn't stress on it too much. You know, you can always go home and get something. I just like to bring it with me. Lately I've been taking my creatine after my workouts for at least a year. I would always take it right before my workout, usually with pre-workout, which it's not the end of the world, but I've been seeing that supposedly taking creatine post-workout might be slightly more beneficial. Obviously, I'm not a scientist. I don't conduct these studies, but it does seem fairly convincing to me from what I've seen online. I've been seeing that after strenuous exercise, your muscles are more primed to absorb nutrients like that and make use of them. So I usually just do a scoop of protein powder, 5 grams of creatine, and then today I added some of the new like lower sugar Gatorade. I've seen that it's good to get protein and some carbs right after working out, so that's what I do. Yeah, off to, I believe, Chick-Fil-A. All right, we're here at Chick-Fil-A. Just ordered some lunch. I just kind of wanted to go over a couple of things I ordered. Not that I always order this stuff, but wanted to try some of it out and just kind of go over some of the macros of the meal, some macros of some similar things that could be ordered, and how to make a difference there. By no means am I saying that you should order this stuff, but right now I'm on a cut, and I know I'm going out with friends later, so I'm trying to get some protein in without too many calories. So I got some grilled nuggets, still got some sauces. You know, sometimes at home I have like sauces that are lower calorie, but since the rest of the meal is pretty low calorie, I wanted them with the nuggets. Got some fruit, and then I'm trying the new spicy jalapeno ranch chicken club with the grilled chicken, and I tried swapping out the bun for a lettuce wrap. Haven't done that before, so hopefully it's not terrible. So on screen now, I'm just gonna put the macros of the whole meal. And then I'm gonna put the macros as well of an example of a different meal that I would normally get, or maybe the average person gets, and just kind of show the difference between it there. Certainly not saying everyone should do this every time they order, or that you have to, but if you have a goal of, you know, losing weight, you can still go out and enjoy fast food places like Chick-fil-A. All right, now that I'm home and I've had a shower, I'm going to be showing you what I'm making for dinner tonight. Kind of a similar theme as from lunch today. We're having chicken sandwiches. It's going to be spicy chicken sandwiches with sweet potato fries and then some probably broccoli on the side. With these, they still should hopefully taste as good, if not maybe better than some fast food like fried sandwiches. But the way we're going to be making it, it's going to be much lower calorie, still high protein, and a good amount of fiber too, so it should be a good, well-rounded meal. All right, so we're gonna start off with the sweet potato fries. I cook sweet potatoes in the oven a lot, but I just looked up a recipe for making these fries specifically. Usually I just cut them into cubes, throw them in a pan with some salt. For this, you're going to wash and dry the sweet potatoes. Then you're gonna cut off any soft or really discolored spots. I'm not going to be too picky with this. A lot of times when I cut and cook sweet potatoes, I don't keep the skin on. When I make cubes, I'll usually peel them. But for these fries, I'm going to try what this recipe does and keep the skin on. I'm just going to cut off a few small parts, and feel free to critique any of my cutting or cooking skills. I've made quite a few recipes at this point, but I haven't had very much formal learning in the kitchen, so I try to be safe, but I certainly have a lot to learn. All right. And it said for cutting these, you're gonna wanna cut them lengthwise along the sweet potato, about 1/4 inch thick. I'm just going to start doing that, and then I'll probably do a time lapse. I saw that it could be easier if you cut it down the middle, and then that way you can lay it flat. This one's pretty thick. All right. Nice. Lay that out. And then probably cut that in half as well. So as you are getting going with the sweet potatoes, you're going to want to make sure you have your oven preheated to 425. I've got 2 baking sheets ready, pre-lined with parchment paper. And then I will be right back after I've got these all cut up. Now that you've got all these cut up, you're going to take a medium to large mixing bowl. You know what? This isn't big enough. I'm going to get a bigger bowl. Throw everything in there. And then for the dry ingredients we're going to mix them with, I've already got it in a bowl I can just toss in. You're going to be adding, I believe, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and I wanted to do a little bit of garlic and onion powder. So we're going to sprinkle that in. I'll just give it a tap here.
Daddy, chill.
All right. And then we are going to toss these to coat. You're gonna put it in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. Then you're gonna swap whichever tray you have on the bottom and the top. Put them back in another 10 or 15 minutes. You'll wanna keep an eye on them in that second time gap just to make sure you're cooking them to where they get crispy, but obviously you don't wanna burn them. All right, got them in the oven. All right. So now you're gonna take 1 large chicken breast, you're gonna tenderize it. Then you are going to cut it in half. And then next I have prepared a couple stations for coating it before it goes into the air fryer. So I'm gonna get those stations over here. Your first station is going to be a mix of flour, salt, pepper, and I think it was onion powder, I want to say. Might have been garlic, but I will make sure to put that in the description. I'm also going to link a couple of videos, one for the sweet potato fries and one for this sandwich. Both videos inspired what I'm doing here. I'm changing it up a little bit for the chicken. Actually, before you dip it, we are going to season it first. So I really like this Creole seasoning by Tony Chachere's. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. From watching The Mythical Kitchen on YouTube, I know Josh absolutely loves this seasoning, and it's a big part of why I started using it. So now most of the time that I cook chicken, that's what I season it with. So after that, we are going to dip it in some flour. We're gonna dunk it in the egg whites. And then for the cornflakes, you really want to press it down and make sure it sticks to get a nice coating. Then this is going to go into the air fryer. Just give them a little spray. I've got some olive oil here. You can use regular cooking spray or whatever you want to use for this, just a light spray. And then it's going to go into the air fryer at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you're going to want to flip it over halfway through. All right, now that 20 minutes has gone by, we are going to swap the sweet potato fries. 10 to 15 more minutes on that one, or until they're crispy. All right, so now I'm just gonna be lightly toasting the buns. These ones are pretty good. Each bun is 70 calories and it's got 16 grams of fiber, which is insane. So I'm gonna toast up 2 sets of these. I'm just gonna be taking some frozen broccoli. I really like these just because you can throw them in the microwave super easy. And then I'll have that on the side as well. I'm going to be trying out a sauce from Taste Flavor Co. I've ordered a couple other sauces from them. They've got a lot of different flavors and they're really low calorie, no artificial preservatives, so that's super nice. I haven't tried the hot honey sriracha, but I thought it'd be really good with this sandwich, so we're going to give it a go. Otherwise, I would say I might recommend using a sauce based with Greek yogurt and then maybe some sriracha or I know, like gochujang. I've got some of that. That's really good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of shredded lettuce. I'm gonna throw a couple of pickles on there. Add that to the sandwiches. All right, and just look at that. That looks delicious. All right, now dinner is ready to go. I'm gonna put the total calories and macros on screen now of this meal here. I might also put like a per serving if you're gonna have one sandwich separate from the fries and the broccoli. And yeah, pretty easy. See how it is. Now that we are all done, I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think. That is really good. It's crunchy, tender, spicy, but balanced with the lettuce and the pickles as well. I would highly recommend this. Give the sweet potato fries a try. Yeah, I love sweet potatoes, so you can't really go wrong there. I think for next time I'll cook them a little bit longer to get crispier, but otherwise, perfect. So now I'm going to cut out here. Thank you guys for watching. I guess we'll see. I think for some of my other videos, I'm going to do a more full-length review of the program from Jeff Nippard that I've been using for a while. Try a bunch of different recipes, other food-related content, maybe trying other like fast food stuff. So yeah, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me do. I just wanted to note as well, I get a lot of inspiration for this from Will Tennyson. I love all of his content. So yeah, thanks for watching.